Interesting. We all know that many horror movies were actually based on true events, but not many of us realize that some of them can lead to equally horrific consequences. You might think that a horror movie based on a real serial killer or a series of mass murders is awful enough, but just imagine for 1 second that a horror movie inspires something like that. It's the creepiest thing in the world. Copycat killers get inspired and reenact their favorite horror movie scenes. Others think that evil movie characters speak to them and decide to act on those voices in their heads. Here are 10 horror movies that inspired real-life crimes.
The Saw. The plot of the movie revolves around a sadistic killer called Jigsaw. He created elaborate traps for his victims and made them mutilate themselves in order to get out. 2 teenagers decided to reenact this plot in real life. These teenagers, aged 14 and 15, planned on kidnapping and killing 1 police officer and 2 girls in order to teach them lessons. They were arrested before actually committing those crimes. Scream. The Scream movie was a real hit back in 1996, reinventing the whole genre of slasher movies. It was so successful that some killers were inspired by the plot. The 16-year-old Mario Padilla and his younger cousin killed Mario's mother by stabbing her 45 times. They confessed to planning going on a killer spree afterwards. Nightmare on Elm Street. Nightmare on Elm Street features the infamous Freddy Krueger who murdered his victims in their dreams. This character inspired Daniel Gonzalez to go on a murdering spree in an attempt to become a famous serial killer. What's even weirder, there's an actual nightmare death syndrome which is still not explained by scientists. People just die in their sleep for no apparent reason. Child's Play. This well-known horror movie series consists of 6 movies and features the infamous Chucky doll inhabited by a serial killer. While no evil doll has come to life, those movies have actually inspired Australia's mass murderer, Martin Bryant, to go on a killing spree. Child's Play became the trigger for his crimes. Interview with the Vampire. Back in 1994, a couple was watching the famous vampire movie and something unexpected happened. Lisa Stalwarkin woke up in the middle of the night to find her boyfriend Daniel Sterling staring at her and promising to kill her. The next day he stabbed the girl multiple times and drank her blood. He later admitted to the police that he believed vampires were real. Rosemary's Baby. This movie dealt with a pregnant woman who was afraid that her husband would give their newborn to a satanic cult. Created by Roman Polanski, Rosemary's Baby led to a truly heartbreaking crime. The Polanski family was brutally murdered by the Charles Manson cult. Poltergeist. The movie about malevolent spirits did not exactly come true, but something weird did happen. On the photo you can see a boy with a poster saying 1988 Super Bowl XXII. It's quite strange because the movie was created 6 years before this very Super Bowl took place. But what's really eerie is the fact that Heather O'Rourke, the girl from the movie, collapsed and died on the very same day depicted on the poster. Queen of the Damned. Alan Menzies has watched the movie over 100 times and completely lost it. He claimed that Akasha visited him and promised eternal life if he killed people. He started with his childhood friend, whom he beat up with a hammer. He drank his blood and buried the guy in a shallow grave.